Large pipe delivery to Block Gamma in Chernokamensk. Hello there everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of SnowRunner here at Opafed Gaming. I am the Opafed. We are just leaving the garage in Chernokamensk in our Western Star 6900 TwinSteer. We got to go pick up a large pipe and deliver it to the Block Gamma part of the fuel processing plant. It's the last part, the last task in the Amur Petroleum Company contract, and we're going to do it in our TwinSteer because we need a vehicle or a trailer that's a 4-slot cargo holder. Now, if you're taking a truck and you're going to pull a 4-slot trailer into that Block Gamma, you're going to have a lot of trouble. So I decided to use the TwinSteer because he can pack the pipe on the back, and he's a little bit shorter by himself than a truck and trailer. So that's what we're going to do. Now, driving this truck, you got to be a little bit careful because he's so long. You're going to watch out for the off track, and if you go a little bit too fast, you could pick up a little bit of damage here and there. So you got to be careful. But every once in a while, when you're making a turn and you miss seeing where the rocks or where the poles or whatever it is, sometimes you run into them and it just can't be helped. But a little bit of damage is okay. We do have repair points with us. We can always repair the truck, and part way on this particular journey there is a maintenance truck with repair points and extra fuel if you need it. So lately we've been putting the Plaid and the Avonhorn and the Kenworth through its paces. Ooh, see, that's what I'm talking about. I thought I had enough room. Anyhow, we've been putting those other trucks through its paces, comparing them to each other. Now, the TwinSteer is not one of them because the TwinSteer is used for special jobs like this. I wouldn't use it normally for hauling stuff in Amur because of all the snow. Although we do have chain tires on this truck, so we don't have any problems on the ice road. But I think I'm going to keep them in my garage rather than putting them in long-term storage for the next little while, just in case of some of the jobs that might be coming up. Now here we gotta head to the left here and go down the mountain so we can get down to the road, ice road, obviously, like you know. And we gotta try and keep the truck as level as possible. Now the TwinSteer does sway a lot, which was one of the reasons why I didn't like him before, and now I do like him. The swaying doesn't bother me as much anymore. It's like everything else, you get used to it. So, and it is advantageous to use this truck rather than trying to use a trailer in this situation, as you'll see when we get to the Block Gamma. Now here we almost lost it as we're trying to get up on the road here. Oh, we just made it. Absolutely awesome. Now when we come over here, like I've said before, if you've watched any of my other videos, we always got to go to the right of that electrical pole right in front of us, because if you go to the left, there's just too big of a mud hole there, and you don't want to go over there because you're going to get stuck in there. And you're going to get stuck for a little while, and you have to winch yourself out. Well, we got no time for that. We go around it, and that way we keep on cruising. And this truck is pretty good in the mud and the snow, but then there's not really a lot of it that we have to contend with. It's basically drive over to the manufacturing plant where they made the pipe, and then bring it back to the fuel processing plant. So. But it's an adventurous journey and an enjoyable one nevertheless. So as we're coming along here, now this truck being so big and heavy, when you do drive through some of these here ruts and go over top of the logs that they have in the road here for traction, he's pretty solid on the road and he doesn't bounce around too much. So if you have, cargo on the back, it'll sit pretty steady on the back, but then it's strapped down anyhow. So it's not really a problem. Well, now as we're coming along here, we got to go up the road and over the hill and across the ice roads, and it's just a absolutely fantastic, beautiful journey to take as you're coming along. It'll be wonderful when we get this finally done and this large pipe delivered, because it's the last task in this contract. And I do believe we're down to the liftoff part in Cosmodrome of the assembled rocket, which I hope you'll return for and come and watch, because it should be a good one. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch that. We got to pull the assembled rocket out of the hab hangar and then wait for liftoff. I'm not sure how it's going to go, but we will figure that out once we finish with this contract. Over here we got a little bit more mud and logs on the road as we're continuing on our journey, and this truck, like the other ones that I've been using, got a little bit bigger tires, so any debris on the road like trees and the smaller boulders, not really an issue for this truck, you know. So, and he's only got a 360 liter fuel tank, but fuel is not an issue on this map either, even though that there isn't a lot of fuel stations around. But if you're smart, you plan ahead, you put a few fuel trailers or a maintenance trailer out and about in specific places, and when you drive by, you can fuel up from them. And when they're empty, you just go back and get another one and put a new one out. So keep that in mind. As we're coming along here, we'll be able to see a warehouse on our left-hand side. And this is all pretty standard driving here. And when we get to the end here, the road will turn to the left and you'll see the processing plant. So we're really close by, and the fuel processing plant, that is. We're really close by to that. We got to go past it to get to the manufacturing plant. But we don't have too far to go, so it's not really a long drive. This task is going to be over before you know it. But you know, sometimes in SnowRunner, strange and weird things happen. So something that seems like a ordinary trip can all of a sudden become a journey from hell, as we are soon to find out. Now, this is the fuel processing plant in front of us there, and we're going to go straight by it and head down the hill. And if you look on the right hand side, just up ahead, we're not there yet, but you see a ramped trailer on the right hand side. That's what I was initially going to use with either the Plaid or the Avonhorn to pull the large pipe into the block Gamma, but I changed my mind and brought this truck instead. Ooh, slow down a little bit because you'll take damage if you go too fast. See, sometimes the Opafet is in a rush and he doesn't listen to his own advice. I always say speed kills in this game. You don't want to go too fast because you're going to take damage and something could happen, like you could slide off the side of the road or run into something. It's just, it takes away from all the fun for me. I like to drive a nice clean trip, no damage, and just you know, take it easy, and you will be able to accomplish that. Now here's that truck, that maintenance truck that I told you about. It's another Avonhorn, and he's got, I don't know how many repair points, but I think he's got like 12 or 1400 liters of fuel. But we don't need any. We got 235 left, and we don't have that far to go. So as we come here into the manufacturing plant, the place to get your pipe is right there in front of us. Now we're going to go around that's the word I was looking for. The loading zone is right there. Now we're going to turn this truck around and enter the loading zone from the other side, so that after we load up, we're going to leave the plant straight out. I always like to be heading in the right direction before I load up, whether it's with logs or pipes or whatever it is. I mean, why struggle to go around the turnaround with a full load when you can do it empty? So as we're coming around here, we're in the loading zone. We're going to put the pipe on the back, and away we go, boys. Let's go. We're burning daylight. We don't have too far to go, which is a good thing. But we still got to get into block Gamma, and into block Gamma is a beast, a whole different ball game. So as we're coming in, there's going to be some wooden shutters and some wooden barricades and wooden boxes that are going to block your path. And every time when you leave the map and come back, or you shut the game down and come back, you have to, it resets itself and you have to crash through these barricades. Not at a high speed. No, you only just drive up to them and you can slowly drive through them, and they're not much of a problem. And I've done it. I've gone once in there already and delivered a large pipe in the first phase of the block gamma contract. And I've been in there delivering twin pipes with a TwinSteer already too. So imagine my surprise when we have a little different ending to our delivery, as you will soon find out. But there again, SnowRunner, and with games like this, you got to think outside the box, as we will soon find out. Now we're coming up the hill here. We're going to turn left into block gamma. As soon as we pass by this trailer right here, the entrance is just up ahead. Okay, here we go. What an absolutely awesome delivery. It's great to drive the TwinSteer. Like I said, I've never used to like it, but I'm growing fond of him. He's a fun truck to drive, and it's just very enjoyable. Now we're going to turn our headlights on so we can see a little bit better. And we're just going to kind of push through these shutters and wooden boxes until we get to the end here. Now as we get to the end, you're going to have to take a wide turn and maybe jockey back and forth a little bit, and then all of a sudden you get, whoa, what was that? Absolutely, that took me by surprise. I've gone in here twice, never had a problem. So to save you all the crying and whining and not wanting to reset the task, I brought my plaid with the crane in. Took a little while, but he straightened me out, put the pipe back on, and as you can see him in the background there with the yellow crane, he gave me a little bit of fuel and repaired me as best he could. And we thought, well, we'll give it a chance, we'll give it a shot and see if we can finish this delivery. What an amazing turn of events. Never seen that happen. But like I said, if you think outside the box, you can finish it without too much problem, because you can always fix anything that you need in SnowRunner. Absolutely awesome. As we're trying to crash through these here, leftover barricades and a few little boxes, wooden boxes over there, we're going to push it in, and we're going to, hopefully, this doesn't happen again, hopefully we're going to deliver this large pipe to where it's got to go and finish this contract. I really enjoyed this. It's amazing. I love trying to get around problems like that truck wigging out on me, and we managed it. So I hope you enjoyed it and got some tips and tricks out of it, and maybe it helps you in your own journeys. And I hope to see you back for when we go to the hangar in Cosmodrome and lift off that rocket. In the meantime, as we're pushing through our last little bit, you've been driving in Chernokamensk in a Western Star 6900 TwinSteer with me, the Opafet.